Anyway, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you don't know what you're doing bodywork wise and you just go out and buy a bunch of shit. Okay, so went down to the hardware store. I got myself an orbital sander, which is a necessity. Needed that. Which came with some sanding pads. Got some cheap face mask there, dust mask. Multiple different grit sanding paper. Got some Bondo spreaders, some glazing putty, and I only got a little thing of Bondo because I don't think I'm going to go crazy on this thing, and I don't know what I'd ever use Bondo on after this. So I got a little bit of Bondo filler that should be enough to fill zoom that, and there's a dent right here, which isn't that bad. So there should be enough here to do that. What I'm going to try to get done right now, which I don't know if I'm going to get done because it's very windy outside right now and it looks like it's about to storm, but I want to get all of the rust off of that, get it sanded down to bare metal, and get a coat of primer on it, and the same with that since it's bare metal. So that's what I'm going to work on right now, just to get the primer on there. Then we can sand the primer, you know, get a couple coats on, sand it, then get some Bondo on top of that. I don't know if that's the proper procedure, but that's how I'm going to do it. So watch me fail. Ha! Yeah. Where is the button? Where's the button? Oh.
There's a long road just behind you. Everything else comes so fast. Memories are all inside you, and you never make them back. I can feel that you're in through the world that did not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. Just know there's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say. Can't feel relief with being blind or dumb. Find something to believe in and then never give it up.
Well, it already looks a little bit better, but like I said, I just wanted to get the bare metal covered. This is primer here. I got down into the primer there because there's a dip I want to put some putty in, and I want to put some putty in right here. But now that I have the paint off and I can see this, you see there's a crease across there. It's actually raised up. So I'm going to use on that paintless dent repair tools. There's like little things you use and tap on to push stuff down. I'm going to put that on there and tap on it and try to get that down. But I got to wait until this primer sets. So it's going to be a little bit. Freaking tarp blew up. I had to repaint this side, but my main purpose here was to get all that metal covered because I don't want to have rust underneath. I wanted to have good coverage on it, so I had a good surface to put Bondo on. So I think I accomplished that. It does look really good. Yeah, you can see how it's raised there. So we'll have to go around there and mess with that a little bit, try to get that tapped down, so then when we putty that, we can get a good flat surface across there like it is on the rest of the hood.
And like I said, and it probably shows, I'm not a professional.
There's nothing to fear alone.
Now the primer has had time to set and it's starting to get hard, still a little soft, but while it's drying I'm going to tape off the hood to the sections that I'm going to paint, and I'm going to scuff all of that. Since I can touch the paint, the primer now, the dust won't get stuck in the primer. So I'm going to go ahead and sand the rest of the hood, but I'm going to tape it off first so I don't sand any places I don't want to sand. Okay, so now that I have my tape laid out, you can kind of see the design that I'm talking about on the hood. How everything on the outside here is going to be painted with the bed liner. This is going to be original paint and back across there, of course, where the tape is too. I thought about not squaring that off and rounding it, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to look that bad like that. But I'm going to cover the Jeep and everything with that bed liner, so this will be in bed liner. I don't think it looks that bad. And I came down and met the fenders on the sides because there's a line. I followed it and then curved them down to the fender. And I'm going to have to prime this black fender because I don't want that black bleeding through with the bed liner. I don't know how good it's going to cover. I heard it covers good, but I want to have a white base so that it doesn't look splotchy. So this is just a rough idea. You get to see what my plan is for this, and what it's kind of an idea what it's going to look like when it's done, which is going to be a ways down the road because this is going to take me a while. So I'm going to start scuffing the hood.
I'm not so tired. I just feel the pressure of that thing that I have in mind. I wanted peace, I wanted to be fine. I wonder why I cannot just sit for a while. I really want to see what it looks like. To have a moment I knew that would be mine. When the windows are all closed, like a picture of a time when the future is the whole you're looking for. Save me from everything. Tell me where to find my way. I'm just looking for something I can make in another day. 'Cause I'm falling down, fading away. 'Cause I'm falling down. This is what I know, I just keep running. I was working fast and hard, never thinking about now, but living unhappy faces.
Alright, I got that dent pounded down so it doesn't raise up anymore. So now I think I can just use glazing putty on that because there's just some ripples. So I'll use glazing putty on that. This is going to need some putty, but we're going to work on that. I got to wipe that down again since that's pounding on it, and then we'll get some putty on this.
I wanted peace, I wanted to be fine. I wonder why I cannot just sit for a while. I really want to see what it looks like. To have a moment I knew that would be mine. Would be mine. Save me from everything. Tell me where to find my way. Just
So this is real nice. My glazing putty, it must have been on the shelf for a long time because it's separated in the container and it's just not the way it's supposed to be. So it's a little aggravating. I'm gonna try to get it to work.
get another day. 'Cause I'm falling down, fading away. 'Cause I'm falling down. This is what I know, I just keep running. If I survive
already pretty sure this is a fail on the glazing putty, because the glazing putty is eating the primer off. I don't know why. I'm a beginner. How can I have these problems? I'm gonna let it sit on there and dry and see if it makes a difference, but I don't expect it to turn out that great. So I'm gonna tackle that with the body filler. So that was a fail, as expected. I didn't get the putty on fast enough. It started hardening before I had it shaped the way I wanted it, so I'm gonna have to wait until it dries, sand it down some, and then I'm gonna have to add some more putty to it. But I mean, whatever. I'm gonna have problems. This is my first time, so I'm trying. Also, that glazing putty's a total fail. I can tell it like lifted the primer up underneath, so I'm gonna have to wait to see if it dries. If not, I'm gonna have to sand it all off or clean it all off and then use this body filler. So I'm gonna try and we'll see what happens. Well, there's some days when you just gotta call it quits. Nothing went right. I mean, it went okay, but I definitely gotta sand that down and put more body filler on. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Glazing putty, it's not working right. Just gonna go to the gym, take out some frustrations, enjoy the rest of my day, come back in tomorrow morning and try to go at this again. Hopefully things get a little better. Now I'm going to do some body work that I know how to do. My body work with some pre-workout.
Cut it away.
that's much better. So if you haven't already yet, connect with me on Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/reconstructables/. And as for that, I'm going to work on a video tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have one out for you. Like, subscribe, go check out some other stuff, and thanks for watching.